There's Tanya doing a hard day's work, sat in the chair in Mickey's office. There we are.
always work really hard.
And there's Mickey, look at this, look at this is physical labour.
December 2006, and the staff of the Knowle West Media Centre prepare to leave their outdated premises, previously the William Budd Health Centre, for the last time.
First load done.
The William Budd Health Centre was on its last legs, basically. The roof was leaking, so every time it rained there'd be water coming through the walls. And there were lots and lots of little rooms that had been designed as treatment rooms. They weren't really suitable for training or for running projects. So whilst it was great at the time, it wasn't the sort of premises that we could use, and it was falling down around our ears. So very early on we realised that if we were going to grow and if we were going to continue to deliver the kind of projects we wanted to, we needed better premises.
The clinic was opened approximately 1952, and it was the first of its kind with doctors and dentists and clinic all on the same
I remember going for my preschool booster injection, and the doctor got the syringe out. All of a sudden he went, "Oh, look at that little dog." And I looked, and he stuck the needle in. I couldn't believe it. I never forgave him for that.
One of my children, she went into a fit, and my brother rushed into William Budd, and they said, "Smack her bum, take her home. All it is temper."
I woke up in the middle of the night with a terrific pain, and I came up to see the doctor, and when I got there they diagnosed it was housemaid knee, but changed their mind and said it was clergyman's knee, which was apparently worse than a housemaid knee.
February 2007, and demolition begins, 11 years after a project within the Knowle West Health Association that looked at the relationship between art and health grew project by project into the Knowle West Media Centre. Creative expression is at the heart of the Media Centre. Over the years, residents of the estate have told their own stories through film, photography, journalism and more, reaching out beyond the boundaries of Knowle West, as well as picking up a few awards on the way.
What we decided to do was to run the building project as we would any other project, and that means that we would involve young people in the community in the planning of the project, of the build.
And they started really feeding in really heavily into what they wanted to see in their community, in their neighbourhood, and what kind of building this building should be.
Basically what I thought the whole project was about was to get young people involved so that people could, listen to young people in the community, and that's why young people was involved in the building.
We had to do something to make the community environmentally friendly, so we got a building that represents everything in the community, so it makes other people want to do exactly the same what we're doing.
It wasn't the adults that were worried about it was the young people. They were worried about, oh my God, is there still going to be, the planet around by the time I have children, and what about my children's children, and what about my children's children's children,
It's nice to be able to walk past and turn around and say, I helped build that. A little bit of what I did went in with that.
Over a period of months, through the traditional British weather, the new media centre starts to become a reality. As the summer approaches, the first floor is reached, and the new building already exceeds the height of its predecessor. At one of hundreds of meetings, the Archimedia team debates plans for the interiors.
The interesting thing from the reception, when you've got different types of people, the sort of red door, if we come on to that, is a sort of that's the place where you don't want strangers to go wander up.
Regs, I think, is acceptable. Any other room that looks have regs is absolutely a no-no, because reg is too extreme.
So, who likes the red?
I'm here at the Flying Factory, where the straw bales are being made for the new Knowle West Media Centre building. So basically, I'm here today to find out what's going on.
So, yeah, if I take you down, then I can show you everything that's happening in the shed.
Yeah.
If we start at the bottom.
In a barn in Fayland, the most unusual component of the new media centre is under construction.
So the first thing we have to do is to set up the wooden frame. And you can see stacked here we've got the 4 or 5 elements required for the frame. It's 4 elements if it is just a box full width, or 5 elements if it's a frame with a window unit like these here. And then we stand them up, and then we start stacking the straw bales into the frame. And we stack them like bricks.
People from Knowle West join in the construction, making it a real community project. And members of the local fire service pitch in too. They're intrigued by these unusual building methods.
In the event of a fire at that building in the future, then we will know the construction.
And you'll know how to deal with it, sort of thing. Yeah.
Then as the bales go up in the frame, and perhaps over there you can see they've got to 1, 2, 3, layer 5, they put wooden stakes like these here, and they nail them through, and that nails all the different layers of bales together. And actually in the end you could hold the whole thing horizontal and the bales wouldn't fall out.
Once the straw is in place, the panels are rendered, creating a solid surface and making them fire resistant. In just a few weeks, the walls for the new building are completed and making their way across Bristol to their new home in Knowle West.
I think it's important that we build this building partly with straw bales. The simple reason is it's eco-friendly. It brings down costs, so we ain't spending a grand amount of money.
It's important to me. This building is going to be built out of straw bales because it's like different from all the rest of the other buildings in like all different parts of the country.
I think that it's important that this building should happen in Knowle West because we always wanted a flagship building, and by being the biggest straw bale building in this area, then we are making a statement, and we will have a success in being a flagship building.
This method of construction is unusual in this country, and the new media centre building will be the largest of its kind in the southwest.
I just want to know your opinion on what you think of the building that's going on next door.
I'm glad they've rebuilt something there because otherwise it would be another empty space.
Well, I reckon it's very good. I like to see it when it's finished.
It's been a bit of a headache, it's the loud noise, but I've moved down the road now so I can't hear it anymore.
As soon as you mention you work in Knowle West, people really begin to get nervous for you. They say, oh, be careful there, certainly don't drive your car, etc., etc. I've never had any, never been on the receiving end of any form of antisocial behaviour. I think it's a fantastic neighbourhood to work with. The people are unbelievably friendly. I would say there's more of a community feel in this neighbourhood than a lot of the other neighbourhoods around Bristol. It's just been great. And actually working with the media centre has been fantastic as well, because they do this fantastic balance of using media to address issues which are really key and important to local people, because those local people come to the media centre and say, this is what we want to talk about. And then they turn and say, okay, well, how are we going to tell your story?
I think the possibilities for what we can do in this building are endless, and I'm really, really looking forward to exploring some of the ideas that we've been discussing, in the team with people in the community. I think we've got a really interesting and hopefully quite challenging programme planned, involving a lot of different people. The real challenge for us and the really exciting part of this project is that Knowle West is going to be known for creativity of its young people, and people will start to see a completely different face of Knowle West.
This has been a long journey, resulting in a building of which the young people in this community are proud. But most important is the innovative work that will be happening inside it. Here, creativity, activism, and collaboration will be accessible for all.